Good morning, Eagles. I'm Alexis, and I'm here with today's edition of ENN. Our mission is to be prompt, polite, and prepared, and our visions for every student to have the skills necessary to be successful in a college or career. Today is February 1st, 2021, or known as National Freedom Day. National Freedom Day celebrates Abraham Lincoln signing the 13th Amendment in 1865. This amendment outlaws slavery. In today's news show, we have Kayla talking about Biden's plans for his upcoming term, Cindy discussing with us the turmoil of Trump supporters, and we also have Oversee of Current Events with Audrey. Sit tight, Eagles, because ENN starts right now. The past year in the U.S. have been crazy for our government. We're going to learn more about this in today's news show, but you can also attend Youth and Government in Ms. Burke's room every Monday in room 19213. Also, TSA is held every Wednesday in Ms. Turner and Mr. H's room. One big thing that happened in the start of the new year was the invasion of the Capitol. Let's go to Cindy to hear more about this.
In events leading to the inauguration of Joe Biden, many Trump supporters showed their disapproval in a series of protests and riots in the District of Columbia, many of which have become bitter to this year's election results. The former president and his supporters aimed to promote Trump's faulty triumph in this year's election. They expected to show force by conducting protests and riots around the Capitol in an attempt to nullify the election results. Weeks before the inauguration, thousands of Trump supporters stormed inside the Capitol building, where Congress was holding a meeting to confirm the election results and claim Joe Biden as the 46th president of the United States. They inflicted damage to the building and vandalized the interior in the process. During the riot, 5 people died and over 100 others were arrested. Security experts and politicians even termed these actions as insurrection and domestic terrorism. Weeks following the riot, after the inauguration, small groups of Trump supporters carried on with peaceful protests in their hometown and at the Capitol, refusing to give up on Trump's run for a second term. However, due to the wrestling and violence caused by these Trump supporters, numerous Republican lawmakers have switched sides to the Democratic Party. These legislators believe that the Republican Party has become too extreme. One lawmaker commented saying, "Those of us who were moderates are clearly not welcome." As a result, the Democratic Party won control of the U.S. House in the midterm elections and gained seats in 62 of the 99 state legislative chambers. Former Republican legislator Jack Ciattarelli also explained that the Republican Party has lost relevance due to the drastic actions committed by Trump supporters and needs to concentrate on state concerns in order to gain influence on the population once again. I'm Cindy Peralta, reporting for ENN.
That was a lot of good info. Thanks, Cindy. I just want to mention that Coach Mays will be selling junior t-shirts in room 1216 for $15 each. But make sure you come before or after school or in between classes, because he won't be selling them in between class. In addition, Ms. Townley will be selling senior class t-shirts for $15 in room 1216. Since everybody should know that on January 20th, there was the inauguration for Joe Biden, he will be updating our country. Let's go to Audrey to be more in-depth with this.
Good morning, Eagles. If you've been keeping up with the news and the current state of our country, then you should know that a couple weeks ago, the people of the United States inaugurated the 46th president into office, Joseph R. Biden. I know most of you don't know what his plans are to better our country, but don't worry, I'm here to tell you most of them. Firstly, Biden plans to sign executive orders to help slow in the spread of COVID, help the climate crisis, stop the payment of student loans until September, and help better the lives of immigrants in our country. Both him and Vice President Kamala Harris will fix the tracing and testing fiasco, better help the elderly and other high-risk people, and work with governors and mayors to help enforce a nationwide mask mandate, so we can start reopening schools and the economy that was forced to shut down due to an influx of COVID cases. Biden plans to rejoin the World Health Organization the previous president withdrew from. He also intends to support the veterans and teachers by giving them the pay that they deserve, and the disabled by enforcing civil rights that protects them from discrimination. He also wants to lower racial and gender inequality and to end gun violence within schools. His plans also include raising taxes on individuals that make over $400,000 yearly. Biden plans to do a lot within the 4 years he's in office, and we can't wait to see what he does. If you want to learn more about his plans, feel free to check out his website at joebiden.com. I'm Kayla Lanier, signing off for ENN.
Thanks, Kayla, for all the information. I wonder what else Biden has in store for us. Biden is the star of the show now as our president, and you can also be in a show by signing up for this year's talent contest in room 1215. You can go and sign up in between classes, after school, or before school. As well as trying out for the boys track team will be starting on January 25th. Make sure you have all the completed paperwork or else you won't be able to participate. Since we live here in America, we don't really hear about things that's happening overseas. We have Audrey talking about this topic for us today.
We've heard about current events going on in the United States, but I'm here to give you some updates about current events going on around the world. It's no news that the coronavirus spreads very quickly, but in the United Kingdom, there's a new strain that spreads far quicker than the original. Although it spreads quicker than the original, the CDC has come out and said that it's not more dangerous. So, with this new strain going around, make sure to keep your mask on and wash your hands per the CDC guidelines. In France, for the first time in the country's history, the Michelin star was awarded to a vegan restaurant. The restaurant's name is O&A, and it was started by a crowdfunding campaign that generated 10,000 euros, or about $12,131 US, and it was also started by 80 volunteers. Like many businesses throughout the past year, they've had to close down because of the pandemic, but O&A is hoping to reopen its doors in the spring. The last bit of news I'll be talking to you about is the 1,600-foot coral reef that was just discovered in Australia's Great Barrier Reef on October 20th, 2020. The 1,600-foot coral reef is taller than the Empire State Building. This new discovery provides hope for scientists as many of the reefs are being bleached due to climate change. Coral bleaching is when corals respond to an increase in water temperature by getting rid of the algae that makes their food, causing them to turn completely white. While this does not result in the coral being dead, it does make it more vulnerable to dying. Now that you're up to date on some of the events happening around the world, let's go back to Alexis.
Audrey, thanks for all the details about what's been happening around our world. In today's news show, we learned that what the future of our country is going to look like, what's been happening in the events of earlier this year, and what's been happening in our neighboring countries. That's all I have for you guys today. So on behalf of the entire ENN production team, thanks for watching today and have a great day here at George Jenkins. I'm Alexis, signing off from ENN.
The aerosol in vapes can lead to respiratory damage. Text Walker to 44455 to hear his story. Brought to you by the Facts Now.